This episode is sponsored by football's ultimate survival game. Let's see who's the final one standing.
AFTV Transfer Daily, the show that keeps you up to date with players will be linked with a transfer move to Arsenal.
To AFTV Transfer Daily, the show that keeps you up to date with players that have been linked with a summer transfer move to Arsenal. I don't know about you guys, but last night I had so much fun watching that Tottenham game, right? We did a watch along over on DR Sports and it was hilarious, right? Tottenham 2-0 up in the Super Cup. I was getting stick left, right and centre off of all Tottenham fans, right? About how they're going to win their second trophy, our Arsenal this, Arsenal that, European heritage. But they forgot they're called Spurs. Spursy return, people, is back from 2-0 up, right, with 5 minutes to go. They threw the game away and ended up losing on penalties, and it was glorious. I don't care what anybody says. I enjoyed that moment. That, for me, signalled the football season returning. And you know what, right? Don't forget the game, final one standing, right? Now, final one standing is out now, right? If you want to get involved, the chance to win £500,000, right? All you got to do is click the link in the description or scan the QR code. Remember, right, you can only pick one team each week, right? One team to win. If your team loses or draws, you're out, right? Now, I was going to pick Tottenham this weekend because when I look at the lineups of games, I remember you can only pick a team to win. Tottenham at home to Burnley. But after last night, I'll tell you, I am completely reconsidering that. I may go something else. I'm looking at the Man City game, Man City away at Wolves. Not easy, but I'm fancying that more than the Tottenham game. Because can you trust these lot? Right? Could you trust them after that? Remember the game, final one standing. Of course, time is running out. You've got to get your entry in before that first game is played on Saturday. Not the Liverpool game on Friday. The game on Saturday, the 12:30 kickoff. Have to get your entry in before then. If you don't, you won't be able to play, right? So remember, you play it week by week, and it's the final one standing that wins. Terms and conditions apply. You must be 18 plus, be in the UK, and please gamble responsibly. But I'm not picking Spurs. I'll tell you, after last night, I'm not picking Spurs. I'm sorry, I can't. Not in the first week. I don't want to go out in the first week. These lot will let me down. Also, I don't know if you guys saw this incredible story about Victor Gyökeres yesterday, where there's shooting and blackmail story that's emerging out of Sweden regarding his agent's relative who was targeted in an attempted murder plot, all to do sort of tied into his transfer and some crazy madness going on. But Gyökeres has certainly had a lot of things going on his plate over this summer, and I bet he's glad to be over here in London, in that Arsenal shirt, looking forward to that game on Sunday, against Manchester United. I can't wait for that game. Really buzzing for the start of the new season. But of course, we still would like to see some signings coming in at Arsenal. The talk coming out of Arsenal, which it has been for now a couple of weeks, ever since we signed Gyökeres, is before we make a move to bring players in, players are going to have to leave. £192 million worth of signings been made this summer. Less than 9 million has come in players that have gone out. Only really sort of Nuno Tavares and Marquinhos have left the club for any money so far this summer. They've got big wages off of the wage bill. That's one thing. But they want to make some players leave as well. Who are those players going to be? Zinchenko's one that's been heavily linked with multiple moves away. The latest one being Porto. Porto said to be very, very interested in signing Oleg Zinchenko. He's only got a year left on his contract. And they are speaking to Arsenal at the moment. Fenerbahce, I reported a couple of days ago, also very interested. And are rumoured to have made a bid of around about £15 million. Zinchenko was being asked about his Arsenal future a couple of days ago, and he was talking about how, listen, there's a lot of competition in that left-back position, but I'm going to play my best to get into the team. But it does look like he could be leaving before the end of the transfer window. And Porto, the latest club interested in signing Oleg Zinchenko. Jakub Kiwior is the other one who seems to be subject to a lot of speculation over a move. Now, today, the Italian publication, Tutto Mercato Web, they're claiming that AC Milan are stepping up their interests in Jakub Kiwior, and that they have made an approach to try and sign Jakub Kiwior from Arsenal. Remember, AC Milan, they've lost Malik 4, he's left, he's joined Newcastle. They're on the hunt for a centre-back. They would like to take Jakub Kiwior on loan. Arsenal not interested in any loans for Jakub Kiwior. They're looking for around about anything between 25 to 30 million pounds if this deal gets done. Again, Jakub Kiwior subject to a lot of interest from multiple clubs across Europe, but AC Milan seem to be stepping up their interest in Kiwior. It's starting to look like he won't be an Arsenal player come the end of this transfer window, and he is one of those real saleable players that Arsenal have on their books right now, as is this next guy. Another person with only 1 year left on his deal. At the start of the summer, Arsenal wanted to keep him, but it's looking increasingly like this player will go, and that is Leandro Trossard. Now, lots of reports over, again, multiple clubs interested in him, but the latest one being Aston Villa. Aston Villa have said to have made inquiries to Arsenal about bringing in Leandro Trossard to Villa Park. Again, they're interested in a loan. I don't think Arsenal are going to entertain a loan whatsoever. As I said, only 1 year left. If he leaves, it'd be for cash. If not, then Arsenal may as well let him stay and run down his contract if it's just going to be a loan. So Aston Villa interested in him. But then this next part of it that's really, really interesting, which is Crystal Palace interested in signing Leandro Trossard. Now, remember, we're after Eze. This could benefit both parties if this is indeed true. A cash plus swap deal would be the perfect scenario in a deal like this. Leandro Trossard going one way, Eze coming the other way. If this is true, this rumour, which is heavily reported today, that would be, that would make perfect sense. Trossard Arsenal looking for around 20 million for him. He's only got a year left, as I said, on his deal. And we know that Palace are looking for around about 60 million for Eberechi Eze. So could it be like, say, a 20 plus, Trossard plus 40 million? Who knows? Certainly, Palace would be getting a quality player and we'd be getting a quality player. I was just at Trossard, right? I was discussing this with my daughter, Kenya, yesterday. That Trossard's a quality player. He really is a top quality player. And I think if he was a little bit younger, I don't think Arsenal would be making him leave the club. They'd be desperately trying to sign him onto, a real big contract, because he has delivered in the time he's been at Arsenal in the role he sort of played, which is sort of a lot of times coming off the bench and being that kind of clutch player. But 30 now, 1 year left, he's going to be moving on. But that could be interesting. Trossard plus cash for Eze. Could that be on? Only time will tell. About 3 weeks left of this transfer window. It's going to be interesting to see what happens with that. And if not, could Arsenal turn to Malik Fofana, still available from Lyon? The Belgian had a good season last year, 11 goals and 6 assists in all competitions. Considered one of the real exciting prospects in European football, still only aged 20. Everton made a bid to try and sign Malik Fofana of £30 million, but that was turned down by Lyon. At the start of the window, he was valued at around about 30 million, but they turned that down. They're looking for around about 60 million euros, which is around about 51 million pounds. I mean, that is a lot of money that they're looking. He's still only 20, still a bit unproven, one good season, but considered to be one of the top prospects in European football, a left winger who's really exciting on that side. And we all know we need a left winger. But would Malik Fofana fit the bill? Still young. Is that what we want there? We'd want more of a proven player on that side, although he is way more a left winger than, say, a player like an Eze, who's more an attacking midfielder come left winger. So interesting to see if Arsenal do try and make a push for a Malik Fofana before the end of the transfer window. So those are the rumours today. Don't forget, as I said, final one standing. You've got to make your pick before that 12:30 deadline on Saturday. So get your picks in now. Avoid Tottenham after last night. That's what I'm saying, right? Thanks for watching the show, and I'll see you tomorrow.
You lot are always in the comments saying that we don't know ball. Well, now it's your chance to prove it. Could you predict the Premier League if we offered you £500,000 to do it? We've partnered with William Hill to bring you Final One Standing. The rules are simple. Pick a Premier League team every week. Win, you stay in. Lose or draw, you're out. But you can only pick each team once. It's free to play, and there's £500,000 up for grabs. That's right, £500,000. Perfect. You need to have a William Hill app to play, so scan the QR code on the screen or hit the link in the description below to get involved. 18 plus, UK only. Please gamble responsibly. Terms and conditions apply, and full terms are in the link below. Let's see who's the final one standing.